Handyman Jackson here. I'm going to share with you today some very simple ideas about organizing and storing your food. When you buy a case lot of something at the store, sometimes it's a little difficult to know how to display it in your food storage room where you can get to it all the time in an organized way. And so I'm going to show you an idea here. Let's say you bought a case of kind of an odd can thing. This one here is fancy chestnuts, or let's say tuna. You can have a lot of cans. You need to kind of organize them so you can keep track of what you've got. Well, you buy your cereal the next time around, take a look at it. Kind of check the size. Now look at that. That fits just perfect. It'll go inside the box, and we can organize it in there. Tuna can, it doesn't have to fit exactly. It's close enough. We could also organize tuna. For today's demonstration, we'll do it with this little larger can of the chestnuts. We're going to start by looking at our box and seeing what we have here. This one we've already cut the little thing out for the kids to take to school. It's kind of ripped open, but that's not going to matter. It'll work just fine. You kind of set this, and let's just say we're going to do it this way. We have a nice tall shelf in our food storage closet, and we're going to set it so all of the cans will only take up this much space. All right? So we're going to start out by saying, well, let's see, this is kind of torsion. We'll use this here like this. And we're going to cut an opening here so the can can be accessed through here. But we don't want the can to roll out. So we're going to leave a little lip here. So we're going to start out. You can use a razor blade knife, a steak knife, something like that. Just be careful. Don't cut yourself, okay? Okay, what I've done is just cut a slit in the box here, and now I want it to be higher than the can, so I'm going to just kind of set the can here, and then give it just a little extra space, and mark it right there. And then I want to cut this right down the center, and we're going to check it and see, okay, let's see, that can, it's going to fit. Now, these flaps have to be taped back, and I'm going to leave these on here. You can cut them off. I'm going to tape them back just to give it a little extra strength. You notice when the can rolls forward, it's going to come against this little lip here. So, now I'm going to tape it back. I have cut a couple of pieces of tape. There's just some old tape that we had from when we moved, sealed up some of the boxes. I'm going to reach into the box and fold one flap down and just tape that flap right down. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. This little piece of tape, Scotch tape works. You can use this packing tape. It doesn't really matter. Just something that's going to hold, and the little flap will lend strength to the whole box there, down especially towards that opening. And we want to make sure that tape is pressed down real good. And now you'll notice, when we put the can in the box, and we can roll it forward, got a lot of speed on it that time, it'll come forward, and you don't want to let it go too fast. It'll stop right there, and then you stack the other cans in on it, and you can get probably 1, 2, 3, 9, 12, maybe 12, 15, maybe up to 18 cans of these chestnuts. And of course, when you take it out, you just lift this one out, and the other ones will, by gravity, just position themselves and roll forward. You have a little hang up in there, you shake it a little bit. Next, I'll show you how to prepare the opening to load the box. Okay, I've cut another piece of that tape. You can use Scotch tape. You can use duct tape. Duct tape's really strong. It works pretty good. All I'm going to do is just take my box, and I'm just going to close it like I have cereal in it, and I'm going to tape it So it goes down over one end to give it some strength right here. So I'm going to tape it over one end and then just bring it down to that point, and there's my box. And you can tell it's got a little tear in it. It's not going to hurt anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just cut a little piece right there and cut it down right here about the size of the can. So I need to go down to about right there, and I'll make it just a little extra so it's easy to get the cans in. Okay, and we'll go down this side about the same distance. Now I'm not going to cut this piece off. I'm going to fold it in, and again that gives a little strength to the box, and I'm going to measure that again, just make sure I'm getting it. Yeah, that's good size. I got this little flap folded down in there, and so now I'm going to reach in and I'm going to tape the inside of the flap that I just cut. I've taped across the top of this. I taped that little flap in there. I gave it a little strength here. I purposely used kind of a tore up box to show you you don't need to throw it away. This would have ended up out in the trash bin, but why have it go there when I can use it in the house? Now that we've finished our little box, I can begin loading it from the very bottom here, and that'll stop them from dropping in so hard. All right, that's about full there. Now I'll just carefully drop them in. Let gravity do its thing, and we could fill it right up. It's not quite half full, and I've put in about 6 or 7 cans. And so when you get ready to use it, this is now sitting on your shelf, taking up only that much space. Now, laying out, it would have taken up, 3 or 4 times this width of space. But now that it's in here, as I come to get some chestnuts, I pull one out, and look at that. The next one rolls right into place. You use that one, the next one rolls right into place. Next time you go to the store, you just reload a few of those babies right back in there. And so generally, you're first in, first out. But sometimes they'll get a little mixed up, but it's not going to matter that much because the time-wise of using them is going to be pretty good. So the oldest ones will be at the bottom. Well, that's how to do it. Save your shelf space and put more fruit and peaches and jalapenos and good things on your shelf. You've now got more room because you put your chestnuts in a nice skinny little space. Again, this is from Handyman Jackson. You enjoy and have a good eat on those foods on your shelf.